It is that time of the week again when we review all of the ways in which the media covered themselves in glory with our great friend Katie Halper. She is host of the Katie Halper Show and co-host of the Useful Idiots podcast. And Katie, you have some news on the Useful Idiots podcast. Tell us about that.
Yes, we are going rogue after, a great relationship with Rolling Stone for 18 months. We are consciously decoupling, consciously uncoupling, I believe it's called. Gwyneth Paltrow needs to remind me from them. And we are going independent, and it's great. It's a great show. It's that same great show you love.
It's a fantastic show.
It is a great show.
Thank you.
It's true.
And we're going to have some added segments, and you can find all of this, if I may plug it, at usefulidiots.substack.com. And we're going to start a YouTube channel and have a new RSS feed, and all of that will be at usefulidiots.substack.com. So
That's awesome.
Rate,
Congrats.
Subscribe, all that jazz. Rate 5 stars. We're all
stars,
used to it at this point. Okay, all right, Katie, we got a doozy one for you today. Alexi McCammond, who we've gone after here on this show for dating Biden's deputy press secretary, not disclosing it publicly or any of that. Well, she's got a new gig, editor-in-chief of Teen Vogue, a cringe publication, but good gig if you can get it. And it turns out that people were very upset over some old tweets that she made, racist tweets against Asian Americans in the year 2011. Now, look, these are tweets that she sent when she was, I think she was a senior in...
She was 17 and 18
17 years old. 17 and 18, a senior in high school. She was shit posting when she was young. I'm guilty. Everybody's guilty, apparently. But enough for Teen Vogue staffers to freak out against it. Some people are pulling ads. And I want to say, as somebody who, I've gone after as a journalist, I think this is BS. And that what some people do when they're 17 online shouldn't reflect on their career decisions a decade down the line.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. And I think that, people should probably be careful with this because, who among us hasn't, although I thought her tweets were really stupid and corny.
Yeah, they weren't even good.
If you're going to, at least go out, be controversial or something. They were so boring. Not that I want anyone to do anything problematic, honestly, but it's oh, wow, the model minority thing? Great, okay. About Asians. Anyway, that's besides the point, and now I'm going to get canceled. Luckily, Ulta doesn't have any ads on Useful Idiots, but I do think that, this bites everyone in the ass. People have done stuff in the past that's problematic. I mean, everyone has, or that will be taken out of context. Now, to be fair, these weren't taken out of context. They were dumb, offensive tweets. But yeah, I do think that what I was confused about is what the ask is from the staff at Teen Vogue. What is their demand? Is it an apology, a conversation? Is it not hiring her? We're sending the offer. But I also think that, as is often the case, the real conversation is being missed. Which is why is Teen Vogue, which you say is cringe. I love them, of course, and I think they've done a great job. And they're, I like how unabashedly political and leftist they've become over the years.
I agree.
Right? One man's cringe is another woman's kvel, if you will.
Okay.
But I think what's lost in this is why are they hiring someone who, as you said, was involved in a problematic relationship? I don't care who she dates, although this TJ Ducklow sounds like a word I can't say on the show. But the problem is that she was at Axios, right, covering the campaign on the Biden-Harris beat, and her boyfriend was a Biden press secretary.
Press secretary, yeah.
Press secretary. Literally, I mean, I guess he did a good job doing press, doing PR, right? He was dating someone who was covering the campaign. And of course, when that came forward, when that was disclosed, they were like, okay, she's not going to cover Biden anymore. She'll just cover Harris, which is an absurd thing. They are.
That's better.
They're right?
She's in the White House too, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what you're pointing out, Katie, is if you're going to have an issue with her, it sure seems like that would be the issue to have. As you put her at the top of, in a position of some prominence and some importance and leading an entire team, it would seem like that journalistic concern would be greater than whatever she was tweeting when she was 17 or 18 years old.
Yeah, I agree. And I think this is an example of, and I'm not framing this as, woke mob, but this is an example, I think, of how sometimes these conversations get in the way of real conversations about power that we need to be that we need to be having. Real conversations about, if you care about racial justice, economic justice, social justice, I think you need to look at these structural things and not just people's tweets, right? And what is it saying that you're having someone who was basically kind of an unofficial spokesperson for the Biden campaign? That should have been much more of a consideration. And also, I think that, the fact that, she is not her boyfriend's keeper, she's not responsible for his behavior, but he did threaten a journalist, right?
Yeah.
A female journalist.
Yeah.
He's a dude. He called a female journalist and threatened to destroy her and said that she was jealous because, implying that like she was jealous of, I guess, Alexi or of him for not being interested in her. Said a lot of offensive things. So again, why isn't that part of the conversation? And so again, that's what, if I were at Teen Vogue, that's what I would be Instagramming about.
No, you're right. And of course, that's what the staff revolted against, is her old tweets and not anything about this. Apparently, this is fine. But maybe it'll be a lesson while she heads that organization that they shouldn't be pushing this type of stuff in Teen Vogue and elsewhere.
Yeah. I mean, we have different takeaways from that, obviously. But I do think Teen Vogue be on brand for the new Teen Vogue and talk about the power issues and how you're having someone who's basically been a PR organ for the Biden campaign, all about that. That's what you should be focusing on. I don't expect Ulta to get there, but I think teen staff could care about
100%.
that. All right, Katie. Thank you.
Katie.
Congrats again on going rogue, as you put it.
That's right.
A lot more rising for you after this.